Back here on the PAC Sports Network for our halftime show as we're at the break between Waynesburg and Teal. And we are now joined by Waynesburg women's basketball sophomore forward, Julz Mohrbacher. Julz, first off, thanks so much for joining us today. I know that you guys have been having some great success on the hardwood together, but also for you individually. But so far through the first half of the season, how would you assess how things have gone for your group thus far?
I definitely think we started off the season a lot stronger than we did in the past, especially compared to last year. I think we're definitely putting up better team performances, like all around, just playing better together. And I think moving forward, there's a lot of potential to continue growing as a group because we're still very young, and I like the way that we're playing. So yeah.
Well, I know you guys had some really big non-conference wins, like you mentioned, to start the season out and that really strong beginning of the year. How much do you feel those early season wins started to give your group confidence moving forward into the season?
I definitely think it helped our mindset, right? Because last year it's tough mentally when we lose so many games. So then coming into this season, to start out with that many wins, it was a big like boost for the team morale because we all like were feeling more confident in each other in regards to like each other's game, and stuff like that. So I think it was definitely just a good way to set a great mindset to start off the season with those wins.
Well, I want to dive into your career because and get to how we got to where we are today at Waynesburg. I know that you're a dual sport athlete. We'll talk about your soccer career in a little bit, but what led you to wanting to continue your career at Waynesburg?
So I always knew that I wanted to play sports in college because sports have just kind of always been a part of my life. Like my parents run a sports ministry. It's just always been something that I've loved being a part of. So in high school, I had always said that I was only ever going to play basketball in college. And then my senior year, I kind of like had a newfound love for soccer. So then I felt like I didn't want to give up either. And when I was searching for schools, my oldest brother, he actually graduated from Waynesburg and he's now in the master's program. Like he's a grad assistant here. So that was the original reason why I looked. And then I met both coaches on the soccer team and basketball team. And to be able to have the opportunity to play both sports that I love, I didn't know how I could give that up, along with having a faith-based community here. And just when I met both of the coaches too, it was like there wasn't any other school I felt like I went to where I felt like it was I don't know, that I had got a good vibe from the coaches on both teams that I knew I wanted to play on. And when I came here, I was like, I know that I could come in and fit in and like be a good part of the cultures on both of these teams. So I just knew it was it for me.
Well, I'm very curious about how you go about this. What I'm assuming is a very busy schedule. How do you
Mhm.
juggle two college sports?
It's tough. The second year is definitely easier just because like last year was kind of a learning process, even like in terms of communicating with my coaches and stuff, because like coming off of soccer, we went pretty deep into like November. And all of the girls for basketball, obviously, like they already start practicing like while I'm ending soccer and stuff. So that transition originally, like last year, was kind of tough because like I'm stepping in. I'm the only new, like, I mean, now I had another teammate who's also playing both sports. So that was nice that I wasn't the only one. Like we stepped in together coming from soccer and that like helped me feel comfortable. But it was like, we're just two of us stepping in now new and rather than like stepping in with the whole group of freshmen. So that was kind of a little different. But this year it's been better. I took a pretty small break, a lot smaller than my break was last year, but I just couldn't. I feel like if I give my body too much time off, then it's just going to take too much time to get it to start back up again. So it hasn't been bad. I try and manage my health as well as I can because the ATs here are great with that. And the coaches both for both teams are very understanding with making sure that both my mental health and physical health are prioritized. So it's been good.
Well, it's clearly also shown in your play out on the field as well. You had such a great soccer season. You're having a great basketball season as well. How much do you feel that the great season you had in the fall has kind of carried over, and maybe some of that momentum has shifted over to the hardwood now for you?
I think it gave me a lot more confidence because I started out the soccer season this year, and I was struggling a bit. I was kind of doubting myself some. And then I had like a turnaround mid-season with my coaches because I needed to be believing in myself as much as they were. And then that just kind of blossomed with the rest of that season and the success that we ended up having. And I feel like I wanted to carry that same mindset, like coming into basketball, because ultimately I want to win games. Like I'm a competitor. I love winning. So it definitely was like a confidence thing. I feel like I'm the type of person who can sometimes get down on myself pretty easily. And I think both with soccer and then coming into basketball, it was a big learning thing for me. And just a statement of growth, I guess, as my journey continues as an athlete, like just believing in myself more and believing what the people around me also see. So yeah, that just kind of carried into basketball and so on.
Well, it's definitely been fun to watch you both on the soccer field and the basketball court, and it's obviously been a big part of your team's overall success as well. From last year to this year, I'm curious to also hear just where you feel your team has improved the most. Where have you seen the most growth from this group from the last year or so?
I think a big thing is just like coming together as a group. I feel like last year, I think a lot of the girls would probably agree that sometimes it felt like after games, because everybody was so down since we were constantly losing, like it was kind of divided some amongst the team. And I feel like we've done a lot better job, like being there for each other and like everybody picking each other up, even if we do lose games, and like coming back for the next game and getting ready to just go back to work and do better. And I think we've also just grown a lot in the way that we play and like our connection and our like chemistry with one another. Because obviously, like you said, we're a young team, so like we have sophomores and juniors are a lot of people who get in, and I feel like that's been a good thing where like that chemistry has grown because we're playing together all the time, and that type of thing. So I feel like we've done a better job just playing together as a team moving forward.
Well, I know that you have still a lot of basketball ahead of you for the remainder of the PAC schedule, but obviously you guys have been doing a great job thus far in the conference as well. Julz, before we let you run, and I'm really curious, and really obviously big thanks for you for stopping by as well, but what do you think it will be as your team progresses forward in the season, get close to the tournament, that can carry you guys into a deep tournament run, but also to a championship?
I think we need to start putting games together completely, right? Because we can play a very good first half, and then we'll have a letdown in one of the quarters in the second half, and then we just take ourselves out of it, I think. So I feel like if we can continuously put up games where we're like playing a complete game, everybody's working together. Coach Jones lately has been saying that we need to believe and we need to be relentless. And relentless, I kind of, in my mind, it's almost a funny word, but it's true. Like, I'm the type of player who I'm going to go do the dirty work and like fight for loose balls. Like, and I want us to carry that the rest of the season and just like never, no matter how much we get down, no matter how good the other team is that we're playing, like continue fighting to the end and just keep building each other up. And I just want us all to keep growing. Like, the way that a team can flourish, I believe, like collectively, is also if each player is growing individually in their game. And I think it would be good for all of us players to just continue developing our game. I know my game, like I'm a post player and I tend to sit in that paint most of the time. So I feel like developing other parts of people's games too and just growing as individuals is going to be key in us moving forward.
Well, we are definitely excited to see how you and the Yellow Jackets continue to grow on the court. And again, thanks so much for stopping by today, Julz, and have a great rest of your season.
Yeah, thank you.
That's Waynesburg women's basketball sophomore forward Julz Mohrbacher. Don't move a muscle. We've got more second half action coming up next on the PAC Sports Network.